Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Ships of Naval Action. Today we're taking a look at a heavy frigate, the USS United States. Some of you might recognize her, a lot of you probably will. She is of the same design as the USS Constitution. And this was actually the original, the one model you can see in game now was the original model of the USS Constitution. But the USS Constitution in game now has a different model. So, the United States. What was she? Well, she was a heavy frigate. She was authorized by the Americans in the Naval Act of 1794 because of the Algerian pirates. So, her and her sister ships, the Constitution and the President, they were designed to be heavy ships, and rather heavier than frigates. They were heavy frigates, but not as heavy as ships of the line. So the United States, in the early days, of course, they knew that they wouldn't be able to compete with the likes of the French, the British, or even smaller nations like the Dutch or the Swedish or the Germans, which all had ships of the line. So the US were like, okay, we'll construct heavy frigates to deal with the Barbary pirates and for their own protection. And well, they built her, the United States Constitution and the President, as I mentioned. So these were rated as 44-gun frigates, or a fifth rate if you follow the British naming system. And they were heavy ships. They were basically armored like first rates, because they did heavy planking. They were designed with a thick hull. They were made out of live oak construction, I believe, which will also help their sturdiness. And of course, they were also long ships with quite a bit of crew. They were almost basically like a fourth rate. They would, even though they were rated for 44 guns, they would usually be carrying more like 50 guns, 55. Well, not 55. Usually you would have an odd even number like 56 or 54. So she was a heavy vessel. And the United States saw multiple actions. So it was there in the quasi-war with the French, where she captured various French ships. She was part of a patrolling squadron with the American, which included the Constitution. Not sure if the President also was in that list. And in the War of 1812, she also took part, capturing multiple British vessels. So one thing these heavy frigates were good at was just overpowering enemy vessels. They were, as I said, they were bigger than frigates. No frigate basically could match up to her. But ships of the line she was running away from. And she also took part and fought against the Macedonian, which, interestingly enough, before the War of 1812, the captain of the Macedonian and the captain of the United States, can't quite remember, I think it was Decatur, they were basically, the Macedonian captain was like, our ship will beat yours in a straight fight. Well, during the War of they said that during peacetime. During the War of 1812, well, the United States got to figure out, hey, that's not true. So the United States used her 24-pounders to essentially engage the Macedonian from far away, which the Macedonian couldn't reach with her 18-pounders. And the United States defeated and captured the Macedonian. The United States would also be sent to Algiers to deal with the different Algerian pirates, because, of course, or Barbary pirates rather, in the Second Barbary War, among with a few other US frigates. She wouldn't go all alone. And after that she saw squadron duty, but not any particular battle, I believe, until a few years later at least, with the American Civil War, where for a while United States was at Norfolk until 20th of April 1861, when the Navy Yard was captured by the Confederates. And the Unions, they didn't burn her because they were like, it's an old age ship, they're not gonna use her. Well, the Confederate States did. They commissioned her as the frigate CSS, United States. And, well, eventually she was scuttled when Norfolk Navy Yard surrendered to Navy Union troops. And she was raised, and then eventually the Union just didn't scuttle her, but broke her up during the Civil War. So she survived a long time. She, of course, saw action against the British, which would be the main enemy of the United States class frigates. Also saw some use against the French. So the USS United States in naval action. So the specific one I have, and you'll see a picture of her stats in screen now, is quite a squishy one. So I didn't get a proper live oak one, but she is a good ship. She has 54 guns on each broadside, 2 guns in the bow, 2 stern chasers, and 54 broadside guns. I have 42 pounders mounted for the carronades and 24-pound cannons, long guns. She is a solid ship. She is definitely worthy of the rank of 4th rate in naval action. She competes with ships like Agamemnon and such. 24 pounders, they're no joke. 42-pound carronades aren't a joke either. She is a tanky ship. Her firepower, if you compare it to other 4th rates, isn't particularly strong. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, it is pretty good firepower and it's better than basically any 5th rate. But it isn't particularly strong compared to other 4th rates. However, she does make up for it both in armor, hit points, and still she has a definite capable armament. It's no slouch, even if it isn't the strongest. And she also has good speed. She isn't slow either. She is, I would say she's a good all-around ship. You notice she's a large frigate though. She doesn't feel like a small ship of the line, she feels like a large frigate. And I think that really covers the USS United States. You'll hear a lot more of a class when watching the USS Constitution video. So, I think that covers this all for this video. I do hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and all of that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!